Now, say I'm a progressive, and the things that motivate me would be a sense of justice, fairness, and equality among people. Why should I be anti war?
So if you're a progressive along the lines that you laid out, you also should be anti-war. Well, why? Well, on the one hand, as we've been discussing throughout our time together, war tends to line the pockets of the politically well-connected. And those are typically not the marginalized people who are the typical people that people hold up. Oh, the social justice advocates for the marginalized. They typically are pushed by the wayside during war, if not outright harmed. They're the ones that will tend to get pulled into the messy parts of war, sending them abroad. For those who are abroad, who are being intervened upon, typically the most vulnerable and marginalized incur the largest costs of intervention because they are the least able to protect themselves and circumvent the nefarious effects of foreign intervention. And so, what else happens? As you get increases in corporate welfare and corporate privilege domestically because of the military industrial congressional complex, that strengthens the very things that progressives tend to dislike about political capitalism. And so, if you ask progressives, well, what concerns you about capitalism? There's several things they might raise, but one of them is political, you and I would call political capitalism or crony capitalism. Warfare is peak political capitalism and is peak state capitalism. There's no better way to undermine the dynamism of markets than through warfare. And so, to the extent that people are concerned with those things, they should be concerned with that. And of course, as we've been discussing, war undermines and erodes our most fundamental values, including values of justice. And so, to the extent you are concerned with issues of justice and equality and human dignity at its fundamental core, warfare is a surefire way to undermine those things. And so, it should be avoided at not necessarily all costs, because there will be violence in the world, but at a significant cost. It's certainly at a cost that people tend to neglect because we always set it up as, well, it's costless. This is your Santa Claus point. There's no cost. Well, then let's go to war. Wars seem great when there's no cost, but the costs are significant. And once you start thinking about them, you realize that the bar has to be extremely high to engage in intervention in the first place.
The book is In Search of Monsters to Destroy: The Folly of American Empire and the Paths to Peace.